What up, people? Your boy David J here. Welcome back to a new episode of the Spaceship Sonic Vibranium Sample Series. In this episode, I'm going to be taking you behind the music and the message of Legacy, the piano rendition. And yes, I'm wearing the Legacy Collection hoodie from the Dreamwalker Clothing, available now at itsdavidj.shop. I'll put the pictures right here so you can see the vibes and go get it for yourself. Now, come on. Oh, there you are. So like I said, I was going to take you behind the music and the message of Legacy, the piano rendition. Now, for those of you who don't know, I actually released Legacy, the original version, a couple years ago, and it's a more up-tempo, guitar-driven, strings-driven track that has crazy flows and hard-hitting 808s, but I'm telling a real story about some of my pain and some of the history I've been through, coming up through life. And what I wanted to do was create a new version that was more raw, more emotional, being that the subject matter is very serious and it's I'm talking about where I came from, the pain that made me into this, and breaking the generational curses to go to the next level of life and in my family bloodline, which is walking in my dreams for legacy. And so, when I'm going through that story, saying things like, the doctor told my mama she can't have no kids, which is like the first line of the song, which is a real story. My mom had open heart surgery when she was about 9 years old. And they told her she would never live past 12, and if she did, she would never have kids. And both me and my sister are here. And the crazy part about that is, that happened to my mom. My mom is still here and healthy, thank God. And the parent that passed away is my father. And so I talk a little bit about that in the second verse, where, how that affected me. And so what I want to do is, just take you guys deeper, and that's what this Legacy piano rendition was about, to just get more raw and emotional and tap in to what's really going on in the record. The first time I put it out, I just wanted people to feel the bounce and then connect to the song through that, because I have a saying, the bounce and real shit combination is undefeated, right? Because as long as you make it go like this and you say some real shit, they're gonna fuck with it. But I wanted to really change this one to slow it down and just have just piano and raw lead vocals to really tap into the emotion, which is why I shot the visual, where it's really, again, it's just simple. It's just me singing to the camera. And as a grown man, I'm not afraid to admit it, man. We have to cry sometimes, and it's okay to cry. And so you'll see me literally crying in the music video, and I leave it in for a reason, because one of the things that almost killed me was, going through life, I never allowed myself to be human, like my other song, Human, goes. And this pain that I've lived with, because I didn't give myself a chance to feel it, I didn't allow myself the space to do it, it almost killed me. And so now I'm a proponent of a full, full-fledged, full evolution of a man, where it's okay to cry, it's okay to be, in need. It's okay to not be okay, as long as you don't stay there. But you have to allow yourself to feel it and get through the other side. And so that's basically the resonance and the whole process and the whole feeling of what the song Legacy is about. It's just a really personal dive into my life, talking about how my parents got divorced and how that shifted my views on marriage and being a father, and how it made me, want to be the best father and husband in the world. And how now, because my father has passed away, I'm gonna have to walk my sister Tiffany down the aisle at her wedding. And how when I'm blessed to have a family and kids of my own, I have to introduce my kids to my father at his grave. And so these are all lyrics and things I go into in the song. It's a really heartfelt record, and I feel like it helped me a lot to release and get this song out, and I feel like it's going to help some other people, which is why I felt it needed a second version. So let me take you into the actual music of Legacy, the piano rendition. Come a little closer though. Okay, thanks for pulling up. So now, of course, this is the piano rendition of Legacy, so I got to take you to the piano. It's my favorite thing, man. I can't tell you how many times the piano literally saved my life, just being up middle of the night, just play the piano and sing, and it really saved me, which is why, like I said, I wanted to really bring this to a slow down piano rendition of the song. The original song Legacy, I produced it myself too, so that track was a more up-tempo trap drum kind of driven track, and the piano rendition, I wanted to slow it all the way down, so we're only at 72 BPM, which sounds like this. right? So 72 BPM. So what I want to do is give people the same feeling of the original track coming in, even though it's a very slowed down version. But for the people who do know the original version, which is available now on all streaming platforms, I'll put the picture right here so you can get it. But get that, and then you'll realize what I did here, why the intro I wanted to sound the same, so people who love that version will recognize it as soon as it comes on and be like, oh, that's that song. And then when the piano slows down and gets into the verses and then the builds for the hook, it still gives them that resonance of, this is the song I love and remember. So I brought you here to the top. Right, and that's the classic Legacy intro. I did it with guitars on the original song. It was more like a harp string, and this is obviously a piano rendition, so I wanted to start it with that, and then I just added a lower layer under it for the intro, and so that's what you get this here. Right, and so this is the going into the start of the verse. Now for the verse, the reason I picked the higher octave of the keys is because I knew I was going to be singing on the verses in the mid tenor down to the alto range with some falsetto, but I wanted to give that feeling of airy, open, high emotional things. So that's where we are up here with openness. Right? And so those are the kind of chords. And then we have a walk up. Right? And even a down walk. Right? And so when you put that together, you get this here. Very open. Just open for the interpretation of the emotion to flow through and me to really just sing. And I have a counter melody going on under the main chords. And then now a build happens, right? So for that second half of that verse, a build happens where now it gets a lower underneath it. And I bring you down here. And then also the piano rhythm picks up. So you see that low is now there, giving it some more resonance, power. So the first 8 bars of the verse are like this, just open, high-end piano with raw, open emotional feeling, not too much, a small counter melody that doesn't do too much, but just there so you feel the movement still in the piano. And then for the next part, which is the 4 bars before the pre-hook, I wanted to pick up the pace a little bit and also give a lower piano on it so you get some more bottom resonance, but you also feel the syncopation of the notes moving faster as if a story progresses to the next level. So that's what you get here. Powerful, emotional, just building you up through the story. And that, you know, those are random movements. It's the same chords, right? I just felt what I felt in the movement. So it's like, right? Just going through and just feeling it until that build happens. So you're feeling that progression, that melody move, that syncopation on those notes move to build you to the next part, which is the pre-hook. Going into the pre-hook, like I was saying before, I wanted the verse to be a very high pretty pianos because I'm going to be singing in the mid texture of my tone. Doctors told my mom she can't have no kids. She had open heart surgery. They told her she may not live. Right? So I'm there in the verse, but the pre-hook, I'm going more into my falsetto, and I want to also build to that hook. So I brought the chords down a little bit, right? So again, progression is about the same, has a little slight change. When you get there, right? A walk up now. Boom, boom. Deeper bottom note, deeper bass note. Boom, boom. Yeah. Open again. Walk up. Walk up and down. So I didn't say that before, but the key is A minor. That's like my favorite key. And so you can just do a whole bunch with it, and it's just emotional. So the key is in A minor. And yeah, so that's what the pre-hook is. You get that. It just brings it more home because I'm going to my falsetto. Everything happens for a reason. Now I'm stronger than Hercules is. Oh. Right? So I'm in my falsetto on the pre-hook, and then I'm leading to the hook that gets big. And so now I drop the piano all the way down, and instead of moving the melody or the syncopation on the notes of the piano, it's just more about the chords hitting solid. And when you get that, you get this. Right? And so that's down here. Right? Right? Progression through it. And so that's the hook because it's meant to be the most big, heartfelt part where I'm just literally pouring out, you know, the whole song I'm like pouring out my soul. And so the hook is just me talking about how all the generational curses, all the things I'm breaking them, and I'm still alive to walk out my dream. So I'm walking out my dream for legacy. So, you know, this is the part of the song that was so epic. Everybody who loves the song loves that part. There's a couple parts in the song, even the pre-hook lyrics, right? About everything happening for a reason. Now I'm stronger than Hercules, you know, and just leading to the hook. And the first words of the hook are literally what I'm alive for. What it's about is just way bigger than me. And so because of that big, deep part, I'm driving up on the falsetto. The shit is way bigger than me. Whoa. Right? And that's the hook. It's more up there in that falsetto. So that's why I wanted those chords to be deep on that part. And then when we get back into the second verse, we get back to the pretty piano and drops back in like this. And of course, the second verse is where I talk more about my father passing away. You know, and you know, for those who don't know, my father passed away from cancer the day before my birthday. You know, so every year is always bittersweet when I'm blessed to get older. My birthday actually just passed. It's March 18th, and my father passed on March 17th. And so, you know, I just talk about that experience of, you know, a lot of the dreams I had, I realized after he was gone were tied to him. You know, I wanted a big house and a nice pool and a Lamborghini, not so people could see me. I just wanted it so I could hang out with my pop and my family. And like I wanted a Lamborghini so I could get matching Lamborghinis for me and my pop to ride up and down the PCH. And I just wanted to have my house and my pool, so I could say, you can come hang out with me now, Pop. Don't worry about it. I got it. And that's like I said in my song, that's something I'll never be able to do now. But he's with me every day, and that's what this necklace means right here. God still got me, and my Pop's still with me. I got angels. I got a lot of angels looking over me. And so that second verse, the piano gets pretty again, because I go deeper into that story of what that means and what happens from there, and how I end the verse going back into the pre-hook with, it literally is what made me who I am, though. And this is, I think, an important lesson in life, is that all the darkness, all the stuff you go through is literally preparation for you to be who God needs you to be in this world. And so I say, without all the pain, without all the struggle, without all the drama, without all the dark, I would have never found the shit inside me to keep pushing through. So that was a spark, right? And then, one of my favorite lines, because, I used to really relate to Superman. I used to call myself Superman. I didn't cry at my dad's funeral because I called myself Superman. I was taking care of everybody. But later on, that would almost take me out. But, the next line I say, one thing you never going to take is my heart, because Superman still got his powers, even as Clark. And so it's like, even when he takes off the cape, even when he's walking around with the glasses on, acting like everyone else, he still has his powers. And that's how I feel like, even though I've been broken and felt weak at times, I still had the power of God in me. I still had the light in me. I just had to focus more to find it again and then reuse it again. And so that's what this song represents. It just represents being an overcomer and continuing to go forward no matter what, and walk in your dreams, dream walker. Walk in your dream for legacy, because it's bigger. It's bigger than anything you think of, and you're not just here for you. I just plan on being the example rather than stating the example. And so the things in my life have taught me that everything I've been through has been necessary to make me this man now, to care about life the way I do, to care about people the way I do, and to help change the lives that I'm blessed to change, because I've seen the dark and now I can help others find the light in the dark like I did. So that's the music that's behind the music of Legacy, the piano rendition. The video is available right now on my YouTube channel. It's on this channel, actually. You can scroll right down and see it. It's directed and edited by me as well. The music is produced by me as well. And if you love it, you can actually like the video on YouTube. But if you really love the Legacy piano rendition, what I've done is I've made it available on my website in what's called the Legacy Music Bundle, where you can purchase the Legacy piano rendition and the original in a bundle that you can keep on your phone forever, as long as you want. It also comes with the artwork, the original artwork from both of the songs, which is pretty cool. So I wanted to make that available for people who just want the song in their life and not just have to watch the video on YouTube. But if you're riding in your car and you just want to play it and have that to connect you and give you an example for your life, I want to make that available. So you can head over to itsdavidj.shop and you can get the Legacy Music Bundle now. Scroll down here to watch the Legacy piano rendition music video, and head to itsdavidj.shop and get the Legacy Collection hoodie and tee that go with everything in life to represent you walking in the legacy of your family. And so I hope that my story and my vulnerability to pour out, which I had to learn was my real strength, being vulnerable. It's not a weakness, it's a strength, and I had to learn that and accept that. But I hope that my vulnerability, my strength, my story, and my gift that God gave me can inspire you to walk in the fullness of what God put in you and make the amazing legacy that your family last name has as big as it possibly can be, and connect with the lives that you're supposed to connect with. Because the real thing is, we need you. There's somebody else that no matter how inspirational I might be, they need to hear your story in order to keep going. They won't listen to me because they need you. So the fullness of who God put you here to be is what you need to be. So please go do that and walk in your dreams for legacy like I'm walking in mine. So stay tuned, subscribe for more vibes, more music, more creativity, more films, and more things on the way. I appreciate y'all. Dream Walker out.